Hello there, many thanks for joining us on our Thursday Business News Report. It's now time to bring you the feature on the show today. Now, being an entrepreneur in Nigeria remains a herculean task that many have dreaded. Now, this is mainly caused by the unstable dynamics in the business environment, which cuts across government policies, capital, infrastructure, stakeholder management, and more. Now, from a close perspective, the average Nigerian youth or employee is burning with fresh passion and ideas. However, one is constrained owing to financial limitations amid necessities that would also enable a business idea to flourish. Now, from the COVID-19 pandemic to the current disruptions from the Russia-Ukraine crisis, businesses today are facing shocks that continue to change how we do business and also build resilience. Well, joining me now for more on this, I have Lanre Olusola, a life coach and also coaching at Coaching Academy as well. Olusola Lanre Coaching Academy is the catalyst coach there. Thank you very much for joining us on the breakfast show this morning, Lanre Olusola.
Thank you very much for having me on the breakfast show on TV. How are you?
Very fine, thank you. Now, let's start with our conversation with how things have started really for the year 2022 for businesses. This first quarter is one of the most trying times for businesses, be it MSMEs or large corporate entities. Now, in an attempt to bounce back and maneuver through the COVID-19 pandemic, businesses were forced to learn the hard way and adjust to the new normal. Now we have the fresh threat of the Russia-Ukraine crisis, which has also injected some supply chain disruption, inflation, and then we also have the energy crisis here, from petrol to jet A1 fuel, diesel, and a whole lot more, and now the power situation. How do you think businesses today can build resilience against all these shocks within the space of operational structure, resource utilization, and most importantly, cost-cutting strategies?
I mean, it's been a very interesting 2 years, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. So we're in for, in my own estimate, a 5-year period of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, and disruption. And, many people are losing many things, or many people have a sense of loss and grief. And, when we begin to talk about, that concept of loss and grief, which is what many people are going through, you'd find that many people are experiencing 5 things all at the same time. Denial. Many people are in denial of the reality. Many people are hoping on hope, faithing on faith, right? And so because of that denial phase, they're not able to do what they're required to do. Secondly, many people are angry. Many people are infuriated. Many people are enraged. The third thing is many people are hoping and looking forward to, negotiating with the dispensation, right? They seem not to have control of what is going on, but they don't even know how to negotiate. So they're really, really in a catch, 22. The fourth thing is many people are sad. Many people are unhappy. Depression has gone to, an unprecedented height. There's anxiety, there's worry. And when there's all of that, right, a lot of people are experiencing trauma. The fifth thing that, you experience when you go through a grief period is, acceptance. You now just accept your fate. Now, there are a few things that you need to position to do. You have to sit down and begin to self-disrupt. In disrupting, you have to sit down and create a new vision for your life or a new vision for your business.
Exactly.
A vision is a picture of a desired future. Where are you going? You have to recognize that the way you were before is different from the way you are now, and will be different from the way you'll be in another few months, in another few years. And you have to recognize that in the environment that you're operating in. And you have to recognize that in the lives and in the operations of your customers. So you have to create a new vision, a new mission, and a new purpose. The second thing you have to do to deal with the uncertainty that is ripe everywhere is you have to come to an understanding of one critical thing, your purpose. Now, your purpose is about the solution that you were born to be. the problem that you're here to solve. You cannot allow yourself, right, to waste time anymore. You've got to show up to become the solution that you were created to be. And then you must pursue that purpose with clarity, intentionality, and you have to be deliberate. In being visionary, in having understanding, in having clarity, you need agility. So you cannot plan for 1 year. You cannot plan for 2 years. You've got to break down your plans into max 3 months because things are changing at such a rapid rate. You cannot do long-term plans. Yes, it's good to have a long-term vision, but you have to be operating and making decisions on your feet.
I'd like to butt in here now, Mr. Olushola, talking about being ready to adapt to change and also have an open mind in terms of some of the adjustments that would have to come to bear, especially doing business in Nigeria today and even on the global front. Now, with the country experiencing an economic decline, the fragility for some has heightened over the past few years. What would you say entrepreneurs or corporate organizations should learn or understand from these learning curves to effectively now implement growth strategies in line with the dynamism of the Nigerian economy? What's your word on this learning curve and also understanding these changes on the part of business owners, be it small or large?
So there are two things that we've got to look at. We've got to go back to history, right? And everything is cyclical. You have to recognize that. This is not the first time that a depression is happening, economic depression. Everything that happens in the whole of existence is cyclical. And we have to be students of history, right? The second thing that we've got to recognize is that when we talk about depression, money actually doesn't leave the earth and go to hell or go to heaven, right? Money shifts and moves into different sectors. So there's so many sectors that are booming now as we're talking. And that is why disruption, self-disruption is very, very important. You know, you may be in the transportation business and the part of the transportation business, the entire chain that you're in is shut down. You have to morph, you have to disrupt, you have to leverage, you have to move into another sector if you insist that you want to be in the transportation business. So it's about flexibility and dynamism in thinking and in behavior. And that's why agility is very, very important. So in going back into history, right, you will find out that people have made more money, people have made more impact. In fact, the most impact and the most wealth have been created in times of depression. So you have to change your mindset. Money does not leave the earth. It moves to another custodian. It moves to another sector. Exactly. It moves to, another industry. So you have to be sharp. But if you begin to think that there's depression, if you begin to think that everything is damning, you will shut down your creative juices. Okay. You will shut down the ability of the entrepreneur in you, which is creativity.
Definitely.
And once you cannot innovate, once you cannot create, the entrepreneur is dead.
Exactly.
The enterprise is dead.
Thank you so much. For the lack of time, we'll have to leave this conversation here, and then we'll definitely come back to the same topic some other time and then have a longer discussion, because at the end of the day, we have to put the challenges business owners are facing today on the front burner. We've been speaking with Lanre Olushola, life coach and also chief catalyst at Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy. Thank you very much for your time on The Breakfast Show.